and welcome. Anyone who's been to Merchant City Yoga on a Sunday knows how much I love catching up with everyone over a cup of my freshly brewed spiced chai. These Sunday chai sessions really bring everyone together. A true celebration of friendship, community and connection. I want to try and capture some of that magic and share it with you at home. So I've invited some familiar faces from our MCY family to chat with me over a cuppa. I'm affectionately calling them the chai sessions. Pop the kettle on, get yourself comfy and come and join us.
So I'm really delighted to welcome back Debbie from Yogability, and she's brought some friends with her this time. So for those of you who don't know, every year here at MCY, we run a fantastic fundraiser using 108 Sun Salutations. And we do it to raise money for this very special charity. Now, Debbie is one of the founders of Yogability and is also one of our CYS graduates here. And I invited her back because last year when she came along to our 108 Sun Salutations, she mentioned that she would be starting a new class with some of the money that was raised here at MCY. So I thought I'd invite her back to hear a little bit more about it. And also, like I say, she's brought some friends here as well, so can maybe introduce them as well, Debbie. But first up, for anyone who's not watched, so I looked back, episode 15, Debbie, you were here this time last year. Maybe very briefly remind us how Yogability came about.
Okay, so Yogability started because I found personally that the practice was really helping myself with my monkey brain, and things had been quite stressful in my life. So I realised I was getting a lot from yoga, and I wanted, this is my son Cameron Ritchie, and this is my colleague Jane, who we're doing Yogability together. Cameron's came forward as a trustee now. So I wanted Cameron as a child to have yoga, and we got somebody in to do some yoga with Cameron. He really enjoyed it, but it was quite expensive, and it wasn't something that we could keep going with due to the expense, to be honest, more than anything. So myself and Helen McGinn were at CYS for our training, and both of us decided that we were going to set up a charity, and we called it Yogability. So that's what we did, really, to provide this young man with yoga. He actually feels like the cobbler's child now, but the intention's there. And that's how Yogability came about. We have grown arms and legs, and we work with lots of different groups, but the 108 Sun Salutations has given us a real launch to allow us to start up some, certainly a new class with the mini yogis. So we had 3 at the start. Sometimes things just happen when people have disabilities. Lots of things happen every single week. So, you know, we're now at 2 children just now.
My name is Cameron.
This is Cameron, but it's really lovely. And I do the class with Jane. We meet on a Tuesday at 4:15, and we work with these 2 little people, and hopefully that will grow over time. And with the funding that you so kindly raise for us every year, it means it can be ongoing. So we do really appreciate it, all the effort that you make.
Thanks, Debbie. And gosh, huge congratulations, Cameron. I did not realise you were now a trustee of Yogability. That is fantastic. You'll make a huge difference, I'm sure.
Yes, an opinion on everything.
Well, you know, it's such a valuable opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jane, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you became involved with Yogability.
So previously to when I first started working, I was a nanny, and then I was an occupational therapist. And then when I had my girls, I didn't do very much yoga. So I saw that Debbie and Helen had started the charity, and I contacted them to say I've had previous experience in different in the world of occupational therapy with children and with adults, and just wondered if they'd needed any support, if they wanted any volunteers. So I started by volunteering, going along to some of the adult classes. That time it's a carers class, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And after the adult class finished, they had a cup of tea, and then the little ones would come in. So I used to stay sometimes for that. And then Helen came up with the great idea of saying, I think you should just do your teacher training. So that wasn't something I'd ever thought of doing before. And then I did my teacher training with yourselves at CYS as well. And that's really how I got started. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. And am I right in thinking that it's yourself, Jane, that's teaching this class?
Yes,
with the two little ones that Debbie mentioned. Lovely. And so what are the benefits that you think yoga brings to young children like them?
So we have one little boy that's in his wheelchair all the time, and we have a little girl with Down syndrome. And so the little boy is very much in his chair. I think he comes out of his chair when he's at nursery, and really loves being on the mat, really is interactive with us. Once he gets out of the mat, you can see the difference that he's in his chair, and you can see him just open up once he gets onto the mat. They just love it. And then the little girl we've got currently, she's tiny, a little teeny tiny tot. I think she only just turned 3 this week.
Yeah, she did.
And she zooms around the room, and then all of a sudden she just stops and she'll sit on her mat. And then she gets up and goes again. And then, so in the times when she's zooming around the room, we let her do that. We interact with her a little bit. And then when she comes back to the mat, we then play a little game, or we might do a little posture, or she might just have a little lie down and enjoy being with us.
But she's coming back to the mat more
Yeah.
and more.
So each time she comes,
because they come regularly, it really helps.
So when she started, she didn't look at the mat at all, but now she comes in and she'll go straight to the mat first of all, but then have a little go around. But she's definitely setting. So even just the repetitiveness of coming into the class each week, we just notice a big difference.
Yeah.
Lovely. And so what, oh gosh, I'm going to try and think what I was about to say progress there, but that's not actually what I mean. It's like, what changes are you seeing in them over the period of time that they've been coming to class with you?
I think when they come in, they're happy. They know where they're coming now because they're used to coming every week. And they seem happy to be there. Sunny's the wee girl, and like we say, she's going to her mat more. And interacting a bit more. She still has a wee run round, and she loves the echo of the hall when she's shouting. And Oliver is the little boy, so he really likes being out his wheelchair, and the dad brings along a wee bench now, so we sit him in there as well and do some movement with him. We do some postures. A lot of them will be adapted, as you can imagine. We do breath work with both of them, and they really try hard to do that.
Yeah.
They try hard to join in with us. So when you leave, your heart's full. You know, when you finish that class, it's really good.
And what sort of feedback are you getting from their parents? Are they noticing changes even at home?
I think just the routine of coming each week, they're probably noticing. sort of the mom of Sunny, she was telling us that when she tells people she brings Sunny to yoga, they're like, oh, does she do the poses? Does she do? And she said, for me, it's not about that. So it's more about her coming, joining in that routine, and whenever she joins in or does a little part of her posture, or she maybe starts to do a little on with us, then for the mom, that is a massive breakthrough. That is a massive thing for them because she's engaging with us.
I did it.
And with Oliver, he has quite a lot of intervention. His parents do quite a lot of stuff, so they feel that it really enhances what they're doing in the background as well. It's all part and parcel. Right. As you know, a lot of our postures can look like physio, but we have the breath involved in it and what have you. So getting that as well is just so good. And a lot of their breath work is laughter. Yeah. You know, so great big gasps of breath as they giggle away. It's lovely.
Oh, that's just amazing. So what's next? What other plans have you got coming up?
Well, ideally, we would like to open, well, hopefully we could get more into that class and have a couple of more volunteers that will help support it. But also, I think we'd like to do another class. The problem Jane and I have is we're so busy. So when we kind of would like more people to be involved with us in the way that we could show them what we do, and they can bring their own ideas and skills and create, like we would help them create classes as well, that maybe the funds from the Sun Salutations could help support.
Okay, so we could maybe see this as a shout out for volunteers as well then, is that?
I think so. People that are ready to hit the ground running, to be honest, but with support. I mean, obviously we would go into classes and help them create a class, so that ideally it wouldn't just be where we are. We're based in Bearsden, Mulgai, Easton Barton area, but it should be Glasgow-wide. But right now we're going away across to Thornley Bank to a school, and it's a big trek, you know, to do a couple hours of yoga at the end of a day. So if we had more people involved, it'd be really great if we could all like share Yogability throughout Glasgow.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because there is only 2 of you, but if with help and support, teachers can then set up their own Yogability class.
And there's a big need for it.
You know, in their own local area,
definitely,
with your support, but led by them, then you can reach many, many more children and families that way, can't you?
Definitely.
Because what's definitely limiting your work is you with the best people in the world.
Because there's definitely plenty out there. People ask us all the time if we can do stuff and see their children, see adults with disabilities as well. But there is only 24 hours in a day, and we all have the other stuff that's going on in our lives. So it would be great to share Yogability with other teachers as well.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we'll make sure we shout that out as well. I'm very excited about this year's event. I'm hoping that we'll get, you know, times are really tough for everyone. It's hard for everyone, but I'm hoping that people will come out and support us. I mean, I guess like you must see a difference in the people that you're helping as well, you know, because times are even tougher now for them.
Yeah. I think the climate for everybody everywhere is difficult, you know. Like thankfully we have that money, so it pays the halls, it pays us, to run the class. But without it, I don't know that we could do it. It is just difficult for people. We have a parent that pays out of social work, but not everybody has that accessibility to social work funds either.
No,
So
I mean,
it's
I think,
really good for us.
yeah, I think what's really important, and a message that I'm constantly trying to get out there, is that every little does count.
Yes.
Because all those little bits add up and allow us to give you that chunk of money that then allows you to go out and deliver such a very special class. And so it's not one person giving us heaps, it's loads of people just giving us a little bit of what they can afford.
Absolutely.
And it's such a cliche, but it's so true, isn't it, that every little bit does help.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming back, joining me again, giving me a wee update. Maybe we could do this every year. Come back and tell us what you've been up to. And I'll see you. I'm desperately trying to think of the date now. It's just completely gone out of my head.
6th of December.
Thank you very much. Glad somebody's on the ball and organised.
Vinted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to join us, Saturday the 16th of December, and we'll be doing 108 Sun Salutations. The idea is that you get yourself sponsored. Don't be too afraid, because we break the Sun Salutations down. We do them in groups of 4. You can adapt them however you want, so don't feel that it's beyond your reach. And what I love about it actually is everyone's definitely in it together, aren't they? Like when you're in the room, everyone's just getting everyone else through it. Yeah.
And
the energy is fantastic.
Amazing at the end. It's just the best feeling that you've achieved that. It's massive.
So it's maybe that, or it's maybe the relaxation, or maybe the breakfast. What do you think?
Combination.
All 3.
Yeah, all three. It's hard to choose. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to Jane and Cameron as well for being our very, very special guests. Thank you.
And thanks to everybody that supports us every year. We really do appreciate it. We really do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our chat. If you've got any questions, you can email me or find us on social media. I'll see you here next time.